I think we're recording. Okay, welcome to Oily Chats number 8. We're going to be talking about women's health, and today we have a special guest, Robyn Stillhammer. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. She's really knowledgeable about all things essential oils and health, and I've gotten to learn a lot from her in the last few months, and today I want her to take over the call and teach us everything she knows about women's health and hormones, because I really feel like she's more of a knowledgeable person in this area than I am. So with that, Robyn, take it away.
Well, thanks, Ruth, for setting me up for failure. Like I'm going to have all this wonderful information that you don't know. So I hope I don't disappoint you. All right. So I am a wife, a mom, a homeschool teacher, a taxi driver, an essential oil educator, a friend, a mentor, and most importantly, I am an adopted child of the King of Kings, which I'm so thankful for. And notice in all of this that I've claimed to be, it is not a healthcare professional in any way. So when we're talking about the women's and the men's health, we don't have any men on here today, but I'm sure we all know a man somewhere. And the topics that we're going to cover, these are like based off my personal experience and research only. Okay, that's what it's based off of. In link with doTERRA essential oil products to support our body. Okay, so I'm not a gynecologist, I'm not an OB, I don't even play one on TV. Okay, so this is just, a mom getting in there and figuring things out as we need things. And of course, there are no claims that are backed by the FDA. I'm in no way trying to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. So we will be as compliant as it can possibly be. All right, so the teacher came out of me like last night as I'm preparing for this. And it's like, we just got to start with the basics. We got to start with the definitions. So people know when I say these words, what I believe the definitions are that link all this together with the doTERRA products. So we're going to kind of just go through a little bit of background on that. So I want to start briefly defining these terms, which will help us put together the link of why and how doTERRA products that I'm going to discuss today are essential to our living a natural, healthy lifestyle. We're going to cover hormones, osteoporosis, bone health, testosterone, phytoestrogen, endocrine system, and estrogen. And hopefully we get it done in 30 minutes. I'll talk really fast. If I go too fast, just tell me to slow down. So estrogen. A woman's body is profoundly affected by her hormone cycle, especially the fluctuation of estrogen. Besides the formation of sexual characteristics, estrogen affects mental health, bone growth, the cardiovascular system, including cholesterol levels, skin health, protein synthesis, and fluid balance. Now, protein synthesis is a biological process that allows individual cells to build specific proteins. Now, as far as phytoestrogen goes, this helps equalize estrogen levels. So phytoestrogen, okay, they're naturally occurring plant compounds chemically similar to the estrogens in our body. They provide mild estrogenic effects that are healthy because they can bind certain estrogen receptors called beta receptors. So beta receptors are found mainly in our cardiovascular system, in our bones and skin, and are not found in any of the sex organs where overexposure to estrogen-like compounds has been shown to increase cancer risk. So that's important to know. It distinguishes that. So hormones are chemical messengers that are secreted directly into the blood, which carries them to the organs and tissues of the body to exert their functions. There are many types of hormones that act on different aspects of bodily function and process. Then we jump over to the endocrine system, and this is the mother lode here. The endocrine system is like, if that's not working properly, we're in big trouble. So we want to make sure we get to the foundation of making this work as best as it possibly can. So the endocrine system is a series of hormone-producing glands and organs that help regulate metabolism, reproduction, blood pressure, appetite, and many other body functions. But those are the ones that are going to kind of cross over with our women's health topics today. So I'm going to stop there. Some essential oils may act as hormones or stimulate the endocrine system to produce hormones that have a regulating effect on the body. And we'll go over some of those oils toward the end. Now, for the testosterone, it's a hormone required for male development. Appropriate levels are in men and women to lead to optimal functioning. Symptoms of low testosterone in men include excessive fatigue, weakness, and depression. There are others, but this is not a sex education class, so I will stop there. And then symptoms for low testosterone in women include depression, feelings of apathy or disconnectedness, and they reduce cognitive ability. So, you know, as ladies, we get that fuzzy brain. This could be a contributing factor to that. Okay, osteoporosis. It is a condition defined by loss in bone mass and density, occurring commonly in postmenopausal women, resulting in a predisposition to fractures and bone deformities as, collapsed vertebrae type. This is an example. Then we're jumping over to bone health. We're getting closer to what we're really going to talk about today. As a woman ages, healthy bone mass and density becomes a more significant influencer of overall health and the quality of life. Scientists agree that adequate calcium and vitamin D throughout life as part of a well-balanced diet may reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Again, this has not been evaluated by the FDA. Building a strong bones through a woman's formative years and maintaining bone mass and density as she ages are critical parts of a lifelong health strategy. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail on this. I'm not even going to show you pictures of it. You all know what they look like. It's the Lifelong Vitality Pack. This is truly the power of the pack is right there. We've already gone over it. Ruth did a great job explaining all that. I took great notes, so I've learned a lot from that. But we're going to hit a few of the highlights that directly link our topic today. So this Lifelong Vitality Pack is truly the real foundation of what we all need to be taking on a daily basis to support our system to get it to the best it can possibly be. In talking directly about women's health and men's health here, it increases longevity, enhances cellular energy and metabolism. That word metabolism is going to come up a lot. Provides powerful DNA support, supports our immune system, builds a network of antioxidant defense, boosts bone and joint health, supports cardiovascular health. That one's a key right there too. Improves digestive health and supplements brain and cognitive health. Remember the fuzzy brain if you've got low levels? Okay, so the cognitive health is right there in the LLB. Okay, have I gone too fast? You guys have any questions? Are you hearing me okay?
We're going to get copies of your notes, right, Robyn?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. They're nothing fancy. I just typed them out. Okay. Did you know that you can support your endocrine system with Zendocrine oil and Zendocrine complex? Now, I'm sure everyone that's on this call that I'm looking at already knows this, but for those who might be doing the recording later, Zendocrine complex are the capsules, and then you've got the Zendocrine oil, and then the oil is also in soft gels, if you prefer to use the soft gels, okay? The complex, the soft gels, and the oil, these are the same, and this is totally different. But together, They work in great synergy. So I highly recommend doing them together when you feel issues that need to be addressed. And then Zendocrine, that's something I just use daily. It's super easy to throw a drop on your foot and go. You don't even think about it. So that's one way that I do that. So use the Zendocrine complex capsules and the Zendocrine oil to help support healthy endocrine system by cleansing and filtering our body. You can apply the oil on your feet, your lower back, your thyroid, liver, kidneys, the gland areas, the center of your body, or on both sides of your spine. Our bodies are very important to us, or our bodies are too, but bones is what I'm supposed to be talking about right now. So our bones are very important to us. Think about what you would like without, what you would be like and what you would look like walking around without strong bones. If we did not have any bones at all, we'd all be flopping around like rag dolls. That wouldn't be real effective on getting where we needed to go. It'd be kind of slow. And we've all seen people who struggle to move around with weak bones and very unhealthy bones. So to give a little background on this one, beginning at a very early age, women begin to build bone mass, reaching a maximum bone density in their late 20s. But here's the thing. A diet rich in essential bone nutrients is critical during those early years of bone development. But food intake surveys suggest that women consume about half the recommended amounts of calcium and other bone nutrients for optimal bone health. Half of the amount is not enough to sustain our body's need for healthy bones into our old age. It's just not. So as a result of bone loss, 1 in 3 women over the age of 50 will suffer at least one fracture, if not more serious injury. Bone loss also causes other degenerative and life-threatening conditions as women age. I know we've all seen older women that have osteoporosis and they're all hunched over and literally they cannot stand up straight. We can prevent that simply by taking a supplement. So the bone nutrient complex, which is this right here, I'm sure you've all seen before if you look through the doTERRA catalog. Bone nutrient lifetime complex is safe for use by women of all ages desiring to increase their dietary consumption of essential bone nutrients. It can help young adults reach their maximum peak bone mass and help prevent bone loss throughout adulthood, especially after menopause. So I suggest taking the bone nutrient at puberty for young ladies. I have done Phytos scans many times on teenage girls, and this is one of the supplements that come up that I'm not even surprised that it comes up anymore. At first, I was like researching all of it, like why is this coming up? This child's only 12 or 14, and the research I've done is what I come back to, is we're just not getting the nutrients that we need and the diet that we need to produce the calcium and the other nutrients needed to promote great bones. Another little tidbit, take 4 capsules of bone nutrient up to 3 times a day for temporary relief of cramps. Excuse me. So let me say it again, I was kind of choppy. Take 4 capsules of the bone nutrient up to 3 times a day for temporary relief of cramps. And then wintergreen oil is good for bone support also. You do not ingest, you apply it topically. And helichrysum relieves discomfort and inflammation, and it accelerates bone support. Even if you have a fracture or a broken bone or something along those lines, wintergreen and helichrysum is really good oils to put on that. I would say if it were my child, yes. The question came up, is bone nutrient supplement safe for boys in puberty too? Yes. I mean, for my house, I can only answer for me, but if it were my child, yes, I would do that. Clearly, you're not going to need to use 4 in one day because they're not going to have the cramps like the girls do. Okay, so osteoporosis causes bones to become weak and brittle. So brittle that a fall or even mild stresses such as bending over or coughing can cause a fracture. Osteoporosis-related fractures most commonly occur in the hip, wrist, or spine. Bone is living tissue that is constantly being broken down and replaced. Osteoporosis occurs when the creation of new bone doesn't keep up with the removal of old bone. Osteoporosis affects men and women of all races, but white and Asian women, especially older women who are past menopause, are at a greater risk. So think of your bone nutrient supplement as a preventive maintenance. Let's face it, our bodies age and we can do nothing to stop the clock. We all have already aged since I started talking about bone health. We will be proactive or we will be reactive. Which are you going to be? It's going to be one or the other. You're going to take the supplement now, or when you're older and brittle, you're going to wish you had, and then you're going to be trying to keep up with that, and it's not going to be a win-win situation. Doing it early on to prevent it is a win-win situation. These supplements combine bioavailable vitamins and minerals that have demonstrated a role in promoting bone health and in preventing age and nutritional-related calcium loss and bone demineralization. And this is for men and women. Men do get bone loss. It's just not as common because their characteristics are, face it, they're different than ours. But they do need it. For men, for more details on this, now I did not pull my research per se from what you could easily go to and get off the doTERRA website. So if you want more information than what I've done, go to your doTERRA.com and read the product information sheet, and there is more information on there. Okay, are you ready for phytoestrogen? That is not the phytoestrogen. Here it is. The phytoestrogen lifetime complex. If you're a woman with suboptimal levels of estrogen, you'll likely notice that insufficient levels take a toll on your health. Estrogen is essential for regulating your menstrual cycle and is necessary for healthy bones, hair, skin, and heart function. All right, now this is where it's going to get a little meaty. Like, this is the why, the answer to the why question. Do I need to take estrogen or phytoestrogen supplements from doTERRA when I'm 25 or when I'm 30? This is why. It's because estrogen metabolites are chemical compounds produced by the body as a result of digesting or metabolizing hormones. Estrogens are metabolized along two general pathways. The bad metabolite is considered negative because high levels of this metabolite have a close link to cancer risk and other health negatives. The other pathway is considered good metabolite. Because of this neutral effect on the body, for optimal health, these two should be balanced toward the good metabolite. And phytoestrogen actually helps support that. Now, phytoestrogen lifetime complex top uses are for menopause, perimenopause, which is that 3 to 5 year period before menopause, hormonal imbalances, and mood swings. However, this is not all the reasons for taking the phytoestrogen. I just literally picked the top few because, like I said, I want this to stick G-rated. The phytoestrogen multiplex is a natural form of estrogen-like therapy, assisting to balance not only deficiencies but also any excess of the wrong kind of that harmful estrogen metabolite. The phytoestrogen helps a woman's body to be able to regulate hormones properly. So this is why all women need to be taking phytoestrogens regardless of age. Everyone has hormones, men and women alike. Anyone around us wants our hormones to be in balance and working properly. Because let's face it, we all are more enjoyable to be around when we are well balanced. And phytoestrogens help do that. And men can take phytoestrogens. They have hormones too. Okay, so basically on the back of this little bottle, you will read, you take 1 to 2 phytoestrogens to eliminate harmful estrogen metabolites and maintain healthy estrogen levels. depending on where you're at, whether you're pre or postmenopausal is the number that you take. I've known teenagers to take phytoestrogen around their menstrual cycles and feel a whole lot better. I've done Phytos scans on teenagers, and phytoestrogen actually shows up and takes for them to take around their cycle. Hormone imbalances do not discriminate against age either. Everyone is subject to it. So why not support our bodies as much as possible with taking the phytoestrogen? Question, can I touch on the soy from the phytoestrogens, like sourcing and how? Great question. I trust doTERRA, so I am totally fine with the ingredients that's in this phytoestrogen. If this was any other company, I do not know what I would do with that, because I would want to know a whole lot more than what I can tell you right now on how that is sourced. So that's about as good as answer I can give you. I hope that was a little helpful. I just trust the company. They make sure that things are pure and quality, and I just have seen no reason whatsoever to not believe in what they've done. There was some question that came up about well, that's all in the belief system. If you can't trust these things, if you got a customer who hasn't been to conventions, they haven't seen what stress doTERRA goes through and what quality concerns that they are constantly meeting, you can't have that trust for them. You can share with them, you can give them videos, you can give them material, but you obviously can't have that trust for them. So product, I would actually, if I were you, I would email, is it product@doterra.com to learn about the product. So I'll actually email you back that, like you will ask them that question and they will give you a very smart scientific answer that I can't give you. Hormone imbalance in men shows subtle changes in the endocrine system, resulting in a variety of conditions such as hot flashes, psychogenic changes, bone mineral loss, dysfunction, weight gain, depression, and other symptoms that are identical to female menopause. So both men and women both do experience hormonal imbalances, and there are many associated health concerns that go with that. Hormonal imbalances for women show subtle changes in endocrine system, resulting in a variety of conditions such as sleep disorders, acne, weight gain, memory fog, digestive issues, persistent hunger, mood swings, depression, head tension, hot flashes, all those things. So because of what experiences that you can have when your hormones are imbalanced is why I pointed out the top 10 reasons, or the top, whatever, 8 reasons for the lifelong vitality. Product support at doterra.com. Thank you, Katie. That's what you email questions to. So that's how it pulls in lifelong vitality. People are like, everybody wants to be on, or you want everybody on lifelong vitality, because I see the value of it. I feel the value of it. It took us months to get our whole family on it. We have a large family, and you know, the box of lifelong vitality isn't, you know, 2 cents. But I'm so thankful now that we're able to get everybody on that, and we have seen such a difference. And it's all been a little different. It took my husband months to claim that he had any difference whatsoever. We all saw it, and we shared with him what his differences were, which he appreciated. But, you know, he didn't just right out of the gate, you know, oh, I've had it for a week, and I've got all these wonderful things. But I know it's getting to his, you know, his cells, and it's doing what it needs to do. So as for some men's suggestions, you can support your body with cassia, clary sage, ginger, myrrh, sandalwood, and clary calm for low testosterone. For high testosterone, try using juniper berry, rosemary, and the Alpha CRS supplement. Now, men can also have estrogen dominance, and to help regulate that, you can use basil, clove, lemongrass, or thyme. Men can take both the bone nutrient and the phytoestrogen. If you have any questions about that, call, or you know, I would email product support, and they can give you like the scientific reasons on why. And I have actually had bone nutrients show up on Cytoscans for men. Okay, so just some general oil suggestions, and then I will be done, I promise. Geranium and thyme applied over the liver or kidney actually supports, now I can never say this right the first time, progesterone. Oh, I did it. Geranium and frankincense support your endocrine system. Clary sage, basil, coriander, and lavender provide low dosages of phytoestrogen. Clary sage supports estrogen balance. Apply to your ankles and your lower abdomen. You can apply fennel and clary sage over your liver and kidneys to support estrogen balance. And finally, 2 drops of fennel, dill, coriander, and basil taken internally in the veg tap for supporting hormone balance. And I have about 4 blends here that I've used personally that I can contest that I really like. I like the way they smell. I like the way they make me feel. So to support normal hormone levels, obviously take your LLV, apply clary sage, geranium, clary calm, and fennel over your ovaries and uterus 2 times a day. This is the clary calm, just for those who may not be on here right now that might want to see it later. It's a roll-on bottle. You can actually get the clary calm, the bone nutrient, and the phytoestrogen as a women's kit at a little bit cheaper price. Men, you can use clary calm. Now it doesn't like take the flavor or the scent that they may want to be walking around with. So I suggest putting that on and then putting a scent on that they like, whatever that may be. You fill in the blank. A couple diffuser blends, like I call Let It Go. 2 drops of vetiver, lavender, and cedarwood, and then 3 drops of sandalwood. Now I like the Hawaiian sandalwood a little better just for the aroma than the other, but either would be fine, I believe. Happy wife, happy life, because let's face it, if the lady of the house ain't happy, no one in the house is happy. So I guess if I were to see my husband or my kids start putting this diffuser together, it'd be a sign that I need to cheer up. 2 drops of lemon, wild orange, lime, grapefruit, and then 3 drops of spearmint and peppermint. And I have to say, spearmint has totally become Cannon and I's favorite oil. Ever since Ruth talked about spearmint on one of her Tuesday calls, when she just picked the oil of the week, it was spearmint. We immediately went and got it, and we put it on our wrist, and within 90 seconds, we were tasting like we were chewing a piece of gum that was spearmint. We could taste it in our mouth. It was awesome. So, and my daughter has a little block of not wanting to freely talk about problems or talk about even what she wants to do for the day. And she put spearmint on, and she was extremely hormonally balanced and was, came to me and was just freely talking. And I was like, I could just see a difference there. And she goes, well, I put spearmint on because it is the oil of clear communication, if I remember correctly. So that's a new one for our house that we really like. Aroma High. Now, I don't know how anybody can smell this and not be happy. 2 drops of patchouli, 3 drops of lavender, and 4 drops of sandalwood. And then the last one, I have so many good night blends, but this is one that I've tried just at convention. It's 3 drops of petitgrain and bergamot, and then 2 drops of lavender. So, to wrap it up, remember the lifelong vitality. Supplements are the foundation of a stable hormone function, followed by the endocrine oil and complex to support the endocrine system, and then, of course, doing the phytoestrogen and bone nutrients for all ages, men and women. And that's what I have.
Thank you, Robyn. Can I ask you for a favor?
Sure.
Okay, the phytoestrogen, you said the reason to take it was to regulate menstrual cycle. It's good for the heart, skin, and hair. What else?
Cardiovascular system.
And
And
then
then a couple others I can tell you later.
I have no need to know. I'm totally
Compliant, just compliant.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm G-rated in my life, so.
No, just total compliance. No, yeah.
And then clary sage and what else for estrogen balance?
Oh, let me go back and look. Fennel.
Okay.
Fennel and clary sage over liver and kidneys.
Okay. I like the blends. The petitgrain is like in my bag. I haven't really used it. So I'm going to try it with the lavender and the bergamot and see how that is. I'm going to go fill up my diffusers and try them. That one, what did you call that blend?
The Good Night Blend.
Oh, it's for sleeping? I'll try it later tonight then.
Yeah, I would try it later. For the first time just to see what it does for you, yeah.
Okay.
But I also have found, now this is a whole different topic, but I've also found so many of the relaxing, calming, put you to sleep blends.
Mm-hmm.
If you're unbalanced in your hormones, that actually just mellows you out, but doesn't put you to sleep. I use those blends a lot with Rodney when anxious feelings arise and nervousness shows up. You would think I put enough vetiver on you to put you to sleep for a week, and it doesn't do. It's just like your body knows what that oil needs to do, and that's what it does.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions for Robyn? Anything she covered? Do you have questions about? I still didn't get the bone nutrient. I put it in my cart the last time, and then I was like, oh, they're so big, and I took it out. But I'll put them in for next month.
They are big. I have literally, this is one pill. Let me show you. For those of you who don't have it yet, and you're going to be getting it soon, I'm right sure. It's a horse pill. And this is the one that I have literally gagged on before. But I do take it because you want to be proactive or reactive. I like to be proactive. I like to head things off before they start.
All right.
And I don't want to be, 70 years old and not be able to play with my grandbaby.
Can you hold them up side by side like a phytoestrogen and a bone nutrient?
Sure.
See the difference.
Oh, they're really big against this. Okay.
That's like 4 phytoestrogen in one pill.
It truly is. Okay, call doTERRA, let them know they're too big. You need to do it in a different form and tell them to get on it.
Okay, Natalie, while you're writing to products, can you add that in? That the bone nutrient's too big and they need to redesign it? Tell them Ruth sent you. They'll do it. Okay, Kenya.
I'll do that.
I appreciate that, Natalie.
Oh, hey, before I mute myself again, yes. My same friend who was researching the phytoestrogen, she's had some really amazing things happen with doTERRA products. She suffered from endometriosis for so long, and when she finally started using Clary Calm, within a few days she finally started cycling. Mm-hmm. And so that was super incredible for her. But she's been doing some research, and she found that using clary sage and cypress over her uterus has been even more helpful. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that the cypress is, I guess, really amazing for women's health.
Okay, and that was for regulating her cycles?
Yeah, yep, because she suffers from endometriosis, and so she's on LLV also, but she ordered the phytoestrogen, but she just hasn't taken it yet because of her concerns about the soy.
Okay.
And we had talked about like how doTERRA, the way they get their soy and process it is different from the soy you want to stay away from. Mm-hmm. But right. I'm not sure if she's actually written product support yet. So I will do it.
Okay.
All right.
Majoram and ginger are 2 oils that will do what you were just talking about as well.
Nice.
Healthy menstrual flow relieves ginger relieves cramp. Healthy menstrual flow, marjoram, menstrual discomfort. You can apply it to your lower back and abdomen, and then it also does pretty much what clary sage does. So when you're looking at like 3 different oils that say they can all do the same types of things, after you get experience with using them, what I find, you just kind of gravitate to the one that works best for your body. You know, it may be because of the smell, it may be because of the feel, it may be because of, you know, you fill in the blank. But I wouldn't use all of them. I would pick one that works well for whoever.
Awesome. Thank you, Robyn.
Thanks, Robyn. Thanks, Natalie. Okay, Kenya, Angela, you can type in if you have any questions, or Cheryl, if you have anything that you want to add. I know you have a lot of experience with this stuff too, and Estella, of course, or Katie, if you have any questions. You did a great job, Robyn. Thank you.
I hope I didn't bore you too much.
I took a lot of notes, actually, and for it to be science, that says a lot.
I have a comment, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
So I've been taking the phytoestrogen since we last spoke, and I'm not sure if I mentioned everything, but just briefly, I've had really bad cramps since I was like 11, so I'm going on like 25 years, and I've tried, well, just about everything, including every single birth control pill that they sell, and it would work, and then it wouldn't work, and clary sage did help if I used it like twice a day. Remember, like in the morning and in the evening, I mentioned. Mm-hmm. I started the phytoestrogen 4 days prior to my cycle. Sorry, I don't want to. I'm not going to give you too much, but basically, my cramps on a scale from 1 to 10 normally are about at least a 10. And I have to, be popping pills like Advil and Aleve, and I don't like stuff like that. So with the phytoestrogen, 4 days prior to a cycle, no clary sage, because I had given it up maybe about a week or two before, because I wanted to see how well it would work on its own, and it passed the test. Because on a scale from 1 to 10, my cramps were no higher than a 4, which is phenomenal, because that's normally with like a good So just FYI. And I also did not want to take it because of the soy. I had did a lot of research over the years on just, like the phytoestrogens out there. I'm not going to say otherwise. I don't know. I'm not going to, I think that it's a good product is basically what I'm going to say. And I've tried everything else. So I'm desperate. So that's why I tried it, and it helped quite a bit. I'm wishing that it would help more with my skin, because I have a lot of hormonal issues in addition to that. So I've been taking 1 a day, and I was going to ask Robyn if you think that maybe I should consider taking 2, because it is working well. It's doing what I need it to do, but I still have hormonal skin issues.
Okay, there again, I can only answer what I would do. Personally, what I would try is on my cycle, I would do 2 during that time period.
Okay.
I don't know that I would do it every day, all day long. I would have to refer you back to product support to see what they would say to you about that.
Okay, so then you say just 1 phytoestrogen a day is what you would take.
Yeah, until like you're on your cycle, and then I would do 2 during that time.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, yes, it does work really well. Thank you.
Now, I want to challenge you. Now, I'm curious about this bone nutrient, taking 4 capsules 3 times a day for cramps. So I'm wondering if you tried that. Take those horse pills. Let us know how it worked for you.
That I haven't gotten, just because I had a hard time just taking the phytoestrogen, but it's either between that or like a good handful of Aleve throughout my whole cycle. So
yeah.
All right.
Estella, do you consume sugar, or have you cut that completely out of your diet?
Normally, I don't consume sugar. I've done every single diet you can think of. I've done GAPS. I've done paleo. I've gone vegan. So normally I have a pretty healthy diet. I'm pretty active. So I've seen a lot of specialists and they're like, you know what, you really should not have these problems because you are healthy, you're within your BMI, your diet at sometimes, especially when I'm doing all these things, is bulletproof. So there's no reason besides hormones.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know then, because I always would get the neck, sometimes, and those are caused by hormone, the neck acne. But I've cut out sugar and that's kind of cleared up. But I had a flare up right before my period last week. So I don't know. I was going to try the phytoestrogen after hearing Robyn speak and see if that would help.
Another thing I always go back to is so many of our issues come from our gut. Have you tried doing a good gut cleanse? Have you tried doing like the GX assist followed by the PB assist? I know
I haven't done that yet, but I did do gaps, and it was pretty intense. That was a very intense diet, but we did all of the bone broth and all of the just probiotics and like forever and kefir water for days. So I mean, we have done a lot. I'm not opposed to it. I was actually considering either that or like the Zendocrine for like possibly liver, because I know I had seen a specialist, or actually no, another doctor, and they had said, well, in addition to your hormones, sometimes if you don't cleanse your liver, you can have breakouts. So
that was the next thing I was going to suggest is the Zendocrine, and I would do the complex and the oil at the same time. And I don't know where I read this. I'm an avid researcher, gather all the information, and I don't really know where I get it. Zendocrine oil applied neat to breakouts have been known to clear that up very quickly.
Oh, thank you. I'll try that. Definitely.
I'm beyond that, so I don't have any personal experience, so I read it and I thought, oh, that's noteworthy to write down because I do have a lot of questions about that. So try it, see what you think. Awesome. If somebody's wedding, I don't know if it was the bride or a bridesmaid, and they got up that morning and they have the big day coming and stress and acne appears, and before the wedding it was gone. So it was a pretty good story.
Awesome, thank you.
But I seriously would do the GX assist and the PB assist because it's a pill, and they're little. Those are super easy to take. They're not horse pills, and it's not as intense and as invasive as gaps and drinking all that stuff. There's no way I could drink that stuff.
Okay.
I would never get it down. You did good.
Okay. Thanks, Robyn, for the Zendocrine tip. Try that next month. Okay, I think we're good. If anybody else has any questions, speak up.
I'm good. Thank you for listening to me for the last 40 minutes.
It was a pleasure. It was not something to tolerate. Thank you for doing it, Robyn. I really appreciate it.
I loved it.
Okay, good.
Thank you for sharing, Robyn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, have a
Bye,
good
guys.
day. Bye.